crisis, a record number of homicides and shootings, stray bullets hitting people, they're hitting homes, and they're hitting cars.
Also, a human tragedy that's visible on nearly every street. The homeless crisis continues to swell.
And the people of Portland are left asking, when will all this end? Where's the plan? Where is the leadership? Is Portland over? It's Portland's other pandemic. It takes lives, it leaves scars, it devastates families. But unlike COVID, there's no sense of urgency, no emergency declaration, no bold action plan by city leaders to stop this deadly crisis.
I hear it almost on a nightly basis. A guy was shot about 50 feet from my house maybe a month ago.
Just a long story short, several callers confirming that.
It's scary.
It seems like the city's doing nothing. They wring their hands and occasionally they say this is terrible, it's not acceptable for Portland, but they don't do anything.
I don't think that they want to listen to the community or hear what the community has to say. They don't want to hear it. I don't think that they have the ability to maybe put it into a plan and execute it.
Portland is now a place where neighbors are scared. Will bullets strike their home, their cars, their loved ones? The faces of those who have already died this year fade into numbers and statistics. Like 18-year-old Michaela Harris, who was gunned down in a barrage of gunfire in front of these food carts downtown. 6 others were wounded. Odion and David Turner, 2 cousins killed by gunfire in an ambush-style shooting at Northeast 82nd and Milton. 4 others wounded. 25-year-old Danae Williams, killed by gunfire while sitting in a car at Northeast Deacom and MLK. And then there's 34-year-old Jacob Knight Vasquez, killed here at Northwest 21st and Gleason. Bullets fired from the street into that pizza restaurant, killing Jacob and wounding 2 others.
Priority 2 shooting at Silver Dollar, 501 Northwest 21 Avenue.
I would call it an explosion of violence.
Sergeant Mark Friedman supervises detectives for the Enhanced Community Safety Team, a team he admits can no longer keep the community safe.
No, I've been a police officer for the last 23 years in Portland, and what we're seeing right now is unprecedented.
The facts are stunning and frightening. In Portland, we are outpacing other larger West Coast cities in deadly violence. This year, Portland has had more homicides than San Diego, San Francisco, and we have nearly twice as many homicide victims as Seattle.
We're not the only city to deal with a rise in the murder rate, but our murder rate has gone through the roof as we've done almost nothing but retreat from public safety.
Dan Levy and Kevin Looper head up People for Portland. The nonprofit has launched a campaign to put pressure on Portland leaders to take action.
Anybody tells you there's a plan right now at City Hall or at the county is lying to you. There's no plan.
There is this plan. In early October, the city installed traffic barrels in neighborhoods hit hard by gun violence, calling it an innovative solution. The neighbors?
Like there's violence and shooting all over the place, and then we've been trying to make our voices heard. And once we finally get a reaction, it's traffic barrels. It makes you feel like you're not heard at all.
It seems like it's something that's more of an idea that's born out of desperation than something that's going to have an effective impact on the people that live in these neighborhoods. It doesn't seem to do a whole lot.
Yeah, I think it's a really apt metaphor for the disconnect kind of between the city and what they think they should be doing and what people living in the neighborhood want them to do. It's almost like kind of pouring salt in a wound a little bit.
Traffic barrels can't erase the fact Portland now has the highest number of shootings in its history. On a percentage basis, the highest increase than any other city in the U.S.
I think we had 6,800 casings, cartridge casings that we've picked up in the city of Portland in the last 12 months. So that's 6,800 bullets that have made their way somewhere.
How did we get here? What happened? Crime experts point to July of last year when the Portland City Council defunded millions of police dollars and disbanded the gun violence reduction team without a strategy or alternative plan.
And in July, when we were eliminated, we instantaneously saw a massive increase in shootings, and that has not stopped. They 100% know that we're swamped right now, and they're taking advantage of the situation. We don't have enough officers right now to keep up with the number of calls coming into 911.
In a poll commissioned by People for Portland, 89% of citizens support hiring more police. along with increased police reforms and training, with 96% saying the city should mandate police body cameras, something Portland city leaders have failed to agree or act on for years.
Portland's the last major city in America without body cameras. And the thing that body cameras do is they hold people on both sides of the law accountable.
Earlier this spring, the mayor proposed forming a new police-focused intervention team, a replacement for the gun violence reduction team. Fellow commissioners reluctantly agreed, but rejected the mayor's request for additional money to fund it. A few days later, I asked the mayor this question.
Can you tell the citizens of Portland with confidence that they're safe when they see record number of officers leaving the police bureau, dollars not being spent on police, dollars actually being cut?
Well, first of all, I don't believe in lying to people. I believe, again, in treating people like adults and telling them the truth. The fact of the matter is we are under-policed in the city of Portland.
The mayor wasn't lying. Following that interview, Portland experienced a summer of death and violence never seen before, inaction by city commissioners, and grieving family members left to pick up the pieces.
And I want to reach out to City Hall. Let's please untie the hands of our law enforcement officers.
After the death of Jacob Vasquez, his brother-in-law implored city leaders to act, to do their jobs.
I believe that if the proper tools were in place for our law enforcement officers, this event probably wouldn't even have happened. We got to make sure that the innocent people of Portland are protected.
Are city leaders listening? They have approved several $1 million for gun violence intervention programs targeting at-risk youth, but admit results could take years, prompting this editorial response from the Oregonian. The council's long-term vision does not excuse its short-term sluggishness in facing this urgent, unyielding epidemic of violence.
It's the fact that, number one, our police department is understaffed for a city of our size.
Commissioner Mingus Mapps is trying to move the council out of sluggishness, proposing critical solutions. First, Portland needs more police officers.
My goal is to add about 300 new officers to the Portland Police Bureau. That'll get us up to the 1,100, 1,200 level, which is enough to provide full coverage.
The mayor also wants 300 additional officers and sees Mapps as an ally.
It's not just me talking anymore. There appears to be sufficient support on the city council to hire more officers.
But is optimism enough to overcome months of inaction by city leaders because of their political and philosophical differences? Mapps says it's more than just hiring more officers.
Portland also needs to hear that we have a police department which is understaffed and demoralized and is not currently supported with the tools they need.
Among his other solutions, expand the Portland Street Response Program and face the truth. Portland has a gang problem.
I'm particularly concerned about the fact that we have not really come to terms with gang violence here in Portland. Until we get on top of that, we're not going to be able to bring our homicide numbers down.
Portland's had record shootings and murders so far this year.
Kimberly Dixon has appeared in ads for the People for Portland campaign. She lost her son Andreas to gun violence. She too is calling for more police officers.
If we had a significant amount of fires, we would not be throwing fire trucks over the bridge and saying, nope, we don't need those. We're going to cut that in half. We're going to reduce the amount of fire trucks. We make sure we have enough fire trucks to cover per capita. Then we need to have enough law enforcement to cover the citizens of our city.
Kimberly applauds the efforts at funding intervention programs for at-risk youth targeting the root causes of gun violence, but says that's only one piece of the puzzle. We need action now.
We defunded, we disbanded, but we did not reconstruct anything. So we left officers and we left this community literally out here naked without protection.
Well, this young lady lost her life, unfortunately, unnecessarily.
Lionel Irving points out the corner at Northeast Deacon and MLK, now marked with flowers. This is where 25-year-old Danae Williams was shot and killed while sitting in a car, an innocent victim of a drive-by shooting.
If she just was in the car, she definitely wasn't a target.
Leonel spent time in prison for killing a 14-year-old boy. He was part of the gang life, a life he turned around. He now helps others end the cycle of violence with his Love is Stronger program.
Well, no matter what we call it, gang violence, gun violence, intercommunity violence, group violence, we got a gun violence problem.
Leonel supports a much greater investment in intervention programs, but says we all deserve basic public safety.
So you're not for defunding the police?
No, no question, not at all. Then who gonna protect and serve? If you defund the police, who they gonna fund? Who gonna be running the streets of somebody? We have to have a law and order in some form.
Is Portland over? A place where police now admit they can't provide the level of safety citizens deserve.
People don't feel safe to go into the park over here to play with their kids anymore. That's powerful. It embarrasses me personally.
Is Portland over when many feel a sense of sadness and despair over what we know our city can be and should be?
Well, I think I feel what every black parent in Portland feels. It's terrifying. You know, I got an 11-year-old boy and a 12-year-old boy with brown skin who, you know, ride their bikes to school and home from school. You know, we hear bullets on weekend nights, like Portlanders all around. I'm scared to death, and as they get older.
Is Portland over when it comes to stopping the cycle of gun violence and death on our streets?
This is the park you grew up in. You
Yes.
played here as a young girl.
Yes.
So there are a lot of memories here.
On the morning Kimberly and I met in Alberta Park, we watched children playing nearby. Will gun violence be part of their future?
This is how a park should look, filled with life. And the kids on those swings don't have a care in the world, right? They're not thinking about violence as they should be. That's how it should be for everybody. The future is in our hands, and it is our, in Hawaiian the word is kuleana, it is our utmost responsibility to ensure they have the best future.
A future and a past whose faces we can't forget.
Just a few of the faces that lost their lives to gun violence. Look for more in-depth reports every Tuesday in November as we continue our series, Is Portland Over? We'll be taking a closer look at the number of police officers in the city of Portland, the growing homeless crisis, and how our changing form of government could be key to get us out of this mess. We want to hear from you too. What are you seeing in your neighborhood? How do you feel about city leadership? Are they listening to you? Email us, is@portlandover@coin.com. And be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 5. We'll air some of those comments, and you'll hear more from that former gang member, Lionel Irving, and his quest to stop gang violence here in Portland.